Hiya guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sean Hills and this is A Soul's Experience, a channel dedicated to helping the human race remember who we really are. I feel like I need to, maybe not apologise, but just quickly say that I may have been wrong on a couple of occasions when it comes to what we are doing here on Earth. In a sense, I've actually said in some of the videos in the past that we're here for just an experience, that there is no good or bad. Now, good or bad as humans know it, yeah, technically, well, let's not get into that right now, let's not get into that. There's something I missed out, which I think you really need to hear, which I've gone round in circles with. If you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, I've gone round in a few spiritual circles, and I think there is only one truth, that there are two agendas on this planet. There is an agenda for the light, and there is an agenda for the dark. Now, humans do put good and bad titles and labels on these things, but it's contrast, and I think that's where I went wrong. You know, I made a few videos back in the day saying, you know what, there's no good or there's no bad, it's just experience, and all experience is valid and necessary for this universe to be perfect. And I kind of just tried to dismiss the evil kind of things, if we're going to put evil in air quotes, kind of things that happen down here on Earth, because it was hard to know personally that I had one foot in each camp. After my spiritual awakening, I still had one foot in the agenda of the darkness, shall we say, and one foot in the agenda of the light. So I would promote spirituality and love and unity, and personally be really struggling to project them into a physical, to be able to project the divine into the physical, which is the agenda of the light, funnily enough, is for us to not only know of unconditional love, but to be able to walk in unconditional love, and to be able to share that with those that need it, so that we can raise this planet's vibration and forget about vibration consciousness and all that. We just want to raise the energy of the love levels down here, because that will raise everything else. Love is everything. You know, love is everything. The most powerful energy in the universe is love. So let's forget about Nikola Tesla for a minute, and 369 and vibration and consciousness and quantum physics and quantum mechanics and, you know, universal dimensions and multiple universes. Let's just forget about all of the stuff that makes your brain melt for a second, because even though that stuff is all very, very important, we can forget the basic message. I can forget the basic message, which, if we start off from that point, something more natural to us as human beings, something more organic, like love. If we start from that point, everything else will surely follow. Everything is birthed from love, and everything goes back to love. And so a lot of us can have our spiritual awakening, me, myself included, and then we're jumping on near-death experiences, and we're jumping on pre-birth memories, and we're jumping on chakras and energy points and how to this and that, and just all of the different spiritual rabbit holes you can jump down. I've been jumping down them for 5 years, and the only time I ever feel really content, and the only time I ever feel really satisfied for a moment, is when I focus on my immediate children, my wife, my friends, my family, my neighbours, you know, those closest around me. When I focus on my relationships with them people, and what are them relationships like, That's kind of the miniaturized version of the universal scale of the unlimited universe. Because if in pockets of society you have people loving, we might not be able to unconditionally love each other yet. We might not be able to do that yet. But if we're trying to work and head in that way and love those around us, not judge those around us, try and be there more for those around us, show a bit more affection, possibly, spare a bit more time, make the extra phone call, drop the extra message, you know, just take that extra 10 minutes to see if our loved ones are okay. Do they need anything? Just these small, tiny, little acts of kindness. If you're doing that, if that's being done on pockets of society all over the globe, then hundreds of millions of times a day globally on this planet, kindness is being portrayed and being acted out. And each time that happens, we are taking a step closer to the divine plan and to the agenda of the light. So we can't get too wrapped up in I used to just I need to save the planet, I need to save the world, I need to let everybody know that God is real, Jesus is real, and that the Ascended Masters are real, and that we don't die. I need to save. I even messaged my old priest for my old church a few years back. I said, Jesus, he's actually real. That's what I messaged. I didn't get a message back from him, but I went on a crazy one trying to be the savior. You know, we all want to be the savior and save the planet and save all the animals and let everybody know that everything's okay. And then we get disheartened when we realise that is not our path. Most of us, it isn't our path for most of us to do that. We can't have 8 billion saviours on the planet, you know, but we can, in a miniaturised version of our own. We can be the saviour of our own home. We can be the saviour for our children and for our partners, for our brothers and sisters, for our parents, for our grandparents, for our animals, for our pets. We can be their saviour and they can be ours. And if we come from that point, and that love and that attitude towards life and each other spreads, then together we would have changed the world. Fact. If we treat our loved ones each day a little bit better, just a little, not even better, just however it looks for you, whether that means giving our loved ones a little bit of space if they need it, however it looks, we can change this planet together, one smile at a time. Take care.
There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long.